Hi, in this video I'm gonna show how to deal with the grout sensor stuff. Here we have the computer, here the Bluetooth radio, here is the cable that connects the radio to this grout sensor, is this, and this is the grout sensor simulator that I'm going to show how to use also. Let's begin turning the computer on. The radio is also turned off. Let's turn the computer on. Menu, the main menu appears. Here the computer is saying that the link is inactive. It means there is no communication between the radio and the computer. There is no communication because the radio is turned off. Let's turn on the radio. There is no push button to turn the radio on, but when you connect the cable, the radio is turned on. So the cable, you connect the orange connector on the radio and the black connector to the grout sensor. So let's turn on the radio by connecting the orange connector on it. See, when you connect, the flashing blue light changes to 3 flashings, and the email, not the email, the MAC number appears right here on the computer. This big number here is the same as this number here on the radio. So now there is a communication between the computer and the radio. So when you see this number here, and this number is the same as the one on the radio, there is a communication between them. We also say that the radio is paired with the computer, since it's a Bluetooth communication. So let's start here to make a pile and see what's happened. So you go to start. Let's do this pile with these parameters. You are on drilling phase. Let's start. Let's go pause. Let's go to concreting phase. Here you can see that the concrete pressure sensor or grout sensor is off. It means that the sensor is not connected with the radio, but there is a communication between the radio and the computer that you can see here with these dots, not dot, this dash right here. So when the sensor off message appears there, it means that the sensor is not connected to the radio. So let's connect it. And you see, nothing happens because the message is sensor off. Why nothing happens? Because we are on pause. You have to start concreting phase for the computer to communicate to the radio, and the radio turn on the sensor. So let's start. We start the computer communicates with the radio, and the radio communicates with the sensor. So it's communicating. You see? Now there is a valid pressure here on the concrete pressure display. If you press here, you see the positive pressure there. Let's press here. See? So the pressure is good. Now what happens when you don't have the sensor, and how do you do if you have a problem like this? Sensor is now off. If you have a problem with the cable, let's see what kind of message do you have. So when I take out the connector, I just turned off the radio. You see that there is no communication between the radio and the computer. By seeing here, there is no dashes anymore here. Okay? If you have a damaged cable, what's gonna happen? First of all, if you connect a damaged cable, that when you connect the orange connector on the radio, if nothing happens, it's because you have a fault cable. See here, when you connect, you see the flashing blue light flashing 3 times, and also you can see the dashes on here. Now I'm going to show how to use the Grout Sensor simulator. This simulates what the sensor and the cable. So this may be used to test the cable and the sensor if they are okay. With this simulator, you're gonna test the communication between the CPU, the computer, and the radio, and you see if everything here is all good. If it's not good, you have a problem. Probably you have a problem with the radio or with the computer. But if in this test everything is good, so you may have a problem with the cable or with the sensor. To use this sensor simulator, you connected the sensor simulator on the radio like this. See, when you connected the radio on the simulator, there is a pressure around 40, can be 37 or 45, 42. Here is 40, 41. So you can see that there is a communication between the computer and the radio. Everything is okay. So if you have a problem with all this stuff, the problem should be on cable or with the sensor. I'm going to show you what happens when you press start. When you press start, you turn on the sensor. Let's see how does it work. When you press start, I'm going to show you. See, when you press start, the sensor that is connected to the cable is turned on, and when you go to pause, the sensor is turned off. This is used to make a better use of the battery. So let's go to pause, and you see that the sensor is turned on. If we start, the sensor is turned on. When you go to pause, the sensor is turned off. See? So in this case, you have figured out that everything with the computer is okay, everything with the radio is okay, and if you have a problem with the system, probably is with the cable or with the sensor. Most often the problem is with the cable. See that this cable has a right connector for the radio, is the orange one. Here is also identification, radio, and the black connector goes to the sensor. It has a label here. Showing sensor. So that's it. This is how to test the system of the ground sensor. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.